start.
Morning, everyone. We're here with Grzegorz to give you a short overview of the program that we're running. Grzegorz is a co-mentor and a
Startup
multiple
mentor.
experienced manager who's been helping out with this program. I'd love to give a little bit more presentation about him, but let him introduce.
Just shortly introduce myself. Grzegorz, I'm the startup mentor in the Industrial Lab program, and I'm also the mentor in the other programs. I'm working with startups many years, also as an investment manager in SpaceBridge Fund. I'm mentoring startup usually in heavy industry, yeah, for example, for steel companies, steel working companies, and so on. So welcome everyone today meeting, and I would like to introduce Jarek. Jarek is also the startup mentor in the Industrial Lab, and his experience is mostly in financials. Jarek, introduce yourself.
Spent some time in banking. My background is originally in maths. For the last 10 years, been working with different programs, connecting startups and corporates with financing. So that's the intro over. Let's move on with the topic. This program is funded by the European Funds for Smart Economy. In Polish, it's FENG. We've been working with the operator Industry Lab, which is
Jarek, and
initiated.
short information today. Today's meeting and webinar is recording, so it's just information for you, for the attendance.
We are being
Yeah.
recorded. We've been working with DGA, Warsaw Stock Exchange listed companies, for over 6 years now. I think we started in 2018, so we really went through one full batch of these, or 5 batches of teams in the previous perspective. And DGA is let's talk about them for a little bit. They are an experienced restructuring and innovation company. They've been 35 years present for 35 years, worked with thousands of projects in the public and the entrepreneurial section. And the thing that I'm most excited about is how many teams we actually helped in a similar program in the previous perspective. So we accelerated over 80 startups and provided grants of around 10 million euros. The number of partners relates to the number of corporates that we have introduced our solutions to. One of our main KPIs towards the agency who's distributing the funds, which is the Polish Agency for Entrepreneurial Development, is about how many of our teams actually enter commercial cooperation with the corporates, and we keep it above 40%. We did have a little bit of introduction about ourselves. Let's see the rest of our team. We are all joined by Bartek, who's a passionate HR manager in one of the gaming companies. He's also working with innovation. He actually started a private HR accelerator on his own. We also joined by Piotr Piątek, whose his background is more in medtech. This is and that was the startup facing team. This is the corporate and the agency facing team. Obviously we got the CEO Anna and the directors and the program managers Joanna and Łukasz. Adam is the know-it-all person who is responsible partially for the documentation, sometimes for the settlement, together with Jesława, and obviously I can't forget about our marketing people, Daria and Marcin. This was the team. Let's talk about the One of the 5 paths of the Smart Economy Booster program is Poland Prize. It is a program, a path that is directed to foreign startups landing in Poland. So adequately, there's a soft landing component. It means that for the first 3 months, the teams can get themselves to learn a little bit about the Polish business culture, economy, and most importantly about the tax and legal environment. They are supposed to start working with the technology recipient on agreeing a certain route and a certain budget and a certain milestones in the program. And we're supporting that with a small portion of a grant during that period. And the point of all this is to attract foreign talent to and set companies in Poland. So this program is directed at new companies that want to enter Polish or through Poland, the EU market. Anything to add here, Grzegorz?
No, that's now.
The conditions for the company is that it's controlled by a foreigner. So we're talking about new entities that could be set up to enter the program, or we prefer these companies to be new and have not been present in Poland yet, but they should be representing companies in or teams in foreign countries that have already some experience in their own markets. I think the takeaway from this slide that the company set up in Poland has to have a majority of foreign investors. And by foreign investor, I mean there could be a 50% plus ownership by a private person in a limited company. Mm-hmm. What we're offering throughout the program to the startups, I mentioned the soft landing phase, which is up to 3 months, which leads into the actual acceleration phase, which is up to 6 months, with a grant of up to 400,000 zlotys, which is around at current rates. Could be around 90,000 euros. There might be some restrictions in the program coming to that later. There's a certain catalog of costs that you can spend the grant on, but we'll get to the technicalities later on. The most important is that we the technology partner, which is creating with you this particular setup, is offering access to these resources and providing a dedicated person. And we also, at the end of the program, are creating a demo day, an opportunity to pitch to other clients, to other stakeholders, to other investors. What kind of ideas, what kind of teams are we looking for? The most important is the catalog provided by the Polish government called the Intelligent Specialties Catalog, I think. KIS. These are the ones that we focus on. I would say, just judging by our name, Industrial Lab, it's mostly within the heavy industry. That's sustainable energy versus transport. Obviously, there's some open-ended categories within the ICT, automation and robotics, which is also present in these particular verticals, and circular economy. So it's a wide catalog of innovation, of projects that you can have. I think most important is that if you match to the needs and the challenges set up by our technology recipients. This is a slide with an example. We've been working, as I mentioned, with over 60 of these partners. These are the ones that are working with us in the current batches. Let me introduce some of them. I think one of the most international here is Solaris, the largest European bus producer, which I think has been sold to a Spanish investor recently. We have a Spanish group as well, Compañía Español de Laminación, CELSA, which is a steel foundry. This is the experience that Grzegorz was referring to. He's working very closely with them. I'm quite proud of the connection we have with the water treatment in Wrocław and Pewójka. And we have funds, namely Scanderia, IGS Investments, and Spacebridge and Brave. Would you like to elaborate on the ones that I have not mentioned, Grzegorz?
No, maybe Baxter. Baxter is international company who's like in medical, who's producer of medical devices. So if you're like medical startup, it's important to know that we've got also this kind of partner.
Well, what did we do? And this is over to Grzegorz now.
Yeah, short intro about the case studies. I will show you only two. We got a lot of them, but no time to talk about this. So short intro, two cases. One was there was the innovative ramp and resistance beam, as it on the photos you see. This is this resistant beam. It saved a lot of CO2 and a lot of materials. And especially there was innovation. There was we were working with the Colas, the one of the biggest road and infrastructure developers. So it's an interesting solution. We did it in last batch before it was the scale-up program in Poland. And the second one is for the so it's the military solution. We've got a partner also in military areas. This is one of the most known of the Polish armored vehicle, Rosomak, and we did it with this startup CISO, ultrasonic and radar sensor for this kind of vehicles. So that was the short intro about this, and it's also the showing that we are working in this kind of sites because it is industrial lab. It's like one side is industrial lab, the second side is startup, but the third side is always the technology recipient. So the company, usually middle size or big company, we are working with this solution, and where the first implementation will be done.
Let me give you a little bit of overview on the other end. So the program is not only for startups; it is for the recipients of technology. They can talk to teams more smaller, agile, that offer maybe not a complete solution, but want to test and validate some business hypothesis using real data or real environments. And this has been working we have been working in this particular setup for years now. This is the short diagram of how this program works. Obviously, the funds are distributed by the agency. This is the EU PARPLET part distributor program. We are one of the operators that is providing directly the grant to the startup and all the setup, which is the soft landing, the settlements of all the expenses. This program, as opposed to the previous one, is not provided as a grant, but more as a settlement of predefined and early agreed costs. The technology recipient gets to know a startup has a right to buy the new solution after the program and is solving an internal challenge. You can find out the challenges on our website, Industrial Lab PL, and they also contributing to the costs of the program. And this is the setup provided by the agency. And that's, I think, the quickest overview that we've done so far, Grzegorz. We strongly recommend to follow us on LinkedIn and Facebook. I think on LinkedIn it's Industrial Lab. On Facebook it might be Akcelerator Innowacji Przemysłowych. Maybe it's the other way around. We are posting the best cases, some short examples of our cooperation, both with the teams and technology recipients. You can also find us in the old-fashioned way by calling us on the number provided on the screen or emailing us at the general email address. Or if you're still using slow mail, you can write to us in Poznan.
And short information, we just started the application process. And during the April and May, we are looking for and waiting for your application. So since 19th of May, you can apply to our accelerator. Of course, it's not the last batch in Industrial Lab. Next one, it will be probably in September, and the last one probably in the next year, beginning of the January. So feel free to first maybe apply to this batch or maybe to the next one or next one. So please welcome.
We got a great support team correcting me on the information. Both our profiles do start with Industrial Lab. Thanks for sharing that. I think we can get to the Q&A. I don't think we need the recording for that.
I think that yes, we can record it.
Okay.
Any questions from the audience?
Yes. So hello, my name is Alex. Thank you for the overview. That was very interesting to see. So I have a question about the scope of the Poland Prize. So the thing is, we are like a small startup, two people who are not incorporated yet. We're still in Germany, and we're interested to coming to Poland. So the thing is, we are not like the traditional B2B startup. So our technology is basically encrypted. So it's client-side encrypted multi-device synchronization. It's like the core technology. And the main focus for us right now would be consumer apps. So imagine you have like personal data on your phones and on your laptop, etc., that you want to synchronize, but you want to do that completely private. And this is currently not possible because the current solutions always require for the synchronization that there's like a server involved somewhere that can read this data. And we have figured out a way to do this without the server having any knowledge. The server only processes fully encrypted data. So of course there could be some applications in B2B as well, but this is not in our current phase. So for us, the clear way to test this technology and bring it to market is with consumers. So we have actually quite a good roadmap for our way to the market, but we are wondering if this is at all possible within this Poland Prize grant scheme.
Okay. That's a great question. Thanks for describing the status, because that's there's a lot of kind of binary restrictions into the program. So you're not set up yet. This is okay. You're coming from Germany. This is also okay. You don't have to be from outside of the EU. You mentioned your business model, that this is more of a B2C solution, but you have a roadmap and you have some certain partners. So I guess my comment around this would be, if our particular cohort of partners has a company that you feel that could be interested in supporting or testing or developing a solution like that. There is because this particular Poland Prize path is more about solving the B2B solution. So most of the teams that we get, I think Grzegorz will agree with me on this, is they are solving a internal a B2B kind of challenge rather than a B2B2C. So we had some of the solutions in that space, but it's a slightly different setup. And then we could recommend another path in our program. There's 5 different paths or 4 different paths apart from the Poland Prize. So question back to you, Alex. Is there a particular partner that from the ones that we provide on our website or the ones that we shown today in the presentation that kind of stood out from the perspective of the solution that you have?
So honestly, I cannot say yet, because for us the next 2 years will definitely be fully on the B2C side of things, and this is something where we don't need a partner. We can do that ourselves. So the question is more what we would be looking for is help in setting up the business and then protecting the IP, because like we would need support for filing patents, trademarks, and overall help with getting the business side up and running, be in compliance with laws, GDPR, etc. Right? So we are experienced developers, actually distributed systems engineers. But not yet so experienced with running a business. So this is why we're also looking at like the ecosystem. But I understand if this is not the right fit. But
it's not that there's not the right fit. I was asking if there's a particular corporate that could be a partner in this, and the ones that are usually more open to the B2C solutions are the funds that we listed. We have 4 funds on our list. And this is the way. So you could research these funds and the particular areas that they invest, and through us by writing to the email provided on the previous screen, you can see if this particular solution will get their attention. They have to contribute to the program. So without their acknowledgement and commitment, the program, the grant doesn't happen. So it's a must.
Okay, so that they would have to invest, right? So they would give.
Yeah.
It's not a direct investment. They have to cover part of the costs of the program. So
Yes.
it's not covering your grant, but there should be at least an initial commitment to test this through the acceleration with a promise to invest later on. And this we're talking about the VCs present in the Poland Prize route.
Okay, so what are like the binding details of these contracts? Does that mean that we would have to sign a contract where we accept later funding and later investment by a VC, or is that something that is just an option and we can decide later if we even want that at that stage?
This is a great question. It does have a certain optionality, and it is part of a later. If you imagine the program with a soft landing up to 3 months and the acceleration up to 6 months, part of it is negotiating what you want to do together, and we have to have a certain commitment from both sides that our KPI is to get you to the commercial side of things, but for us it would be in the VC route, it would be the investment. So we are also interested to make sure that you not only complete the soft landing, you go and negotiate the 3 milestones to finish the 6 month acceleration, but you also get the follow-on investment or commercialization that we require as our own KPI. So it is a long process. There's no simple answer here, but yes, the idea is to through certain optionality to get you into that space.
Okay, but is that actually mandatory? Because we're kind of so the thing is, how do I say that? So the problem with many of our competitors that are already on the market right now is that they are actually VC funded, and so while I believe that VC is a great fit for B2B, with a B2C you often have like a situation where there's like a continuous focus on growth that never ends. And then you basically lose the customer some way along the road, right? And we're actually like with our niche is actually like to do it different, because if we do the same as the others, I'm not so sure that there's like a long-term profit, right?
I like the way that you described this. You're quite right that the VCs do focus on the B2B.
Ideal path for us would be that we get like help with the getting the business up and running, and then hopefully, so we can cover all the technical stuff with just 2 people. We need like then some hires for the business side and operations, of course. And then we are also planning on developing in Poland, right? We would start out with one app, but we actually have like an ecosystem of apps in mind that can interact with each other. But the idea is that we start with one app, get revenue, and then continue on with that, with hopefully not needing any VC here. So is that mandatory? This VC in the because I think I researched one of the funds where you were talking about. You were talking about like the Space Bridge Fund, for example, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that was one I picked from the slides earlier. So, so for example, with the Space Bridge Fund, like there's data analysis, there's engineering. I mean, engineering is like the classical side. We actually do have a robotics background, but so is it mandatory, or is it like what are the terms that I have no experience with? Like, what are the terms that they dictate on these collaborations?
There's no clear set of milestones or options that have to be provided. I can hand over here to Grzegorz, who is actually responsible for Space Bridge as well.
Okay.
Yeah, it's usually we are doing like this, that each fund, they've got some areas of investments already shown on the page, or usually shown on the pages of all VCs. And in your application, you are, trying to show what is your proposal for the VCs. And after in the application, after your revising actually your application form, you are checking, is it interesting for the VCs or not? And we are communicate with the and from the industry lab to VCs, and we are communicate to also to the startup, and we starting the process of the kind of pre-agreement what to do after the acceleration if the results will be okay. So it depends on you, of your proposal in the application form. You can say that you can like give your shares or maybe something different. You have to show in your proposal. It's a part of the application form.
Okay, I see. So we have to make some offer what we give in return, right?
First, the area, it should be interesting, of course, for the VCs, because they've got some areas of interest. And the second one, it should be some proposal to VC from your side in application form. And after in the process of verification of the startups, we are and the funds, they are reading the applications and if they are deciding to go further or not.
Okay, I see. I get it. Okay, thank you.
We can also arrange some meeting before. So if you are interested in some funds, we can also, if you will send for us your pitch deck, we can show the pitch deck before if you apply to the industry lab. So
Okay.
it's also the kind of path to to maybe connect you with the VC before to check is it interesting for VC or not.
Okay. So
Look,
yeah, please.
yeah, I
Sorry.
was just about to say that the reason that we're doing this call is not only to draw startups to see if they fit into the program, but also to broker these new connections. It's not if it's within our scope of the industry app, we can help you build a relationship with a new partner that wasn't on our list that could fit into the criteria of the program. So this is why we had this little slide about saying who the potential technology recipient could be, because that means that we have a opportunity in introducing new partners to the program as long as they fit into the verticals and the program criteria.
Yeah, makes sense. I get
Is it
that.
more is it more clear now?
Yes, it is more clear.
It's not an easy program. We strongly encourage to get into the individual conversations by sending your a little bit of pointers, potential program or a pitch deck to the email mentioned to you before, available on the website.
As a mentors, we've got a huge network of the contacts, and sometimes we are looking for some another technology recipient or business partner for startups. So if you send us or send to us your pitch deck, we can also connect you maybe with someone who will be interested in your solution. But you have to to write in email what the areas it could be interested in for business partner, or what kind of business partner you are looking for.
Okay. So earlier you mentioned that there was you said that this part is specifically focused on the challenge, or like the Poland Prize part is specifically for the meeting the challenges set up by the technology recipients, which could also be the funds. I get that now. But is there like different paths where you think that could be a better fit? Because right now I'm not sure that like seeking out a partner is the best strategy for us, because we all need two people. That would also be like I have much respect for like the work in required to negotiate a good solution with a partner. And I have a feeling that this might be a bit too much on our plate, because we're actually quite close to market. We just need, like, our product is more or less complete, and it's a little bit more work, but we are very close to like getting to the business part, setting up the company, getting down the contracts with actually like the distributors, which would be Apple and Google for these kind of apps. So is there perhaps a different path that you would recommend for us?
That is a great question, and you're quite right. Bringing a new partner or finding the relation with the existing partner takes a lot of time, and it's sometimes outside of the scope of this program. This will only last till the second half of 2026, so we have 2 more batches to go. There is a path that is sometimes present in the calls. It's called sector agnostic. You can refer to the general PARP Booster website to find operators that are open in a certain, they have set open calls in this particular route. And it's without the partner, the grant is only half of the one that we show. So there are different routes for the B2C teams. Yes.
Are you involved with the sector agnostic path as well? Is that something that you also that runs within your industry lab, or is it completely separate?
No. We are also involved in this path, but this path will be open probably in the autumn or the next year's the beginning of the next year.
Okay.
So it's not open now.
Mhm.
Do we have any more questions from the audience? I feel like it's been a very personalized webinar.
Yeah, indeed. Thank you so much.
If there's no more questions, strongly encouraged to follow our media. Write a question to the email provided on the website. And if I don't see or hear anything more, thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
Thank you both.
Thank you
That
very
was
much.
very interesting.
Bye.
Thank
Have
you.
a nice day. Bye.
Bye.
Have a good day. Bye.